Alrighty, so today we are going to be doing a video that I promised y'all, and it is a Deathslinger add-on tier list. As many of y'all know, during my 2 weeks off, I played a bunch of Deathslinger, and he has always been one of my favorite killers in DBD. And this is also inspired by Gray Letters, a YouTuber that did his tier list for the artist add-ons. So it's inspired by that, and I'm just going to walk you through what I think are personally Deathslinger's best add-ons for him, which ones you can use or which ones you might find a little bit more use of than others. But once again, this is opinionated. Everybody has their own opinion. I'm not saying one person is right, one person is completely wrong. If you disagree with this tier list, that's okay. We can all discuss it in the comments, what you think might be his best add-on or his worst, or if you think there are some I misplaced, let me know and give feedback. And also let me know if y'all enjoy this type of video. So we're gonna get right into it, and I'm gonna show you what each add-on does. It'll be off to the right before we place it. So let's get into it, and I hope y'all enjoy. All right, so here we go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start in order from the brown and work our way up in the tiers. Once again, this is heavily opinionated, and if you see me look off over to the left, I have the descriptions of the add-ons pulled up because sometimes I forget what these do. I got 3 concussions and I need big brain. But the first one is the Spit Polish Rag, and what this does is it decreases your mist cooldown by 0.25 seconds. Honestly, for this one, it should be base kit. Like a lot of these brown add-ons should be base kit, but you're not really gonna notice it that much. It's a somewhat average add-on, not his worst, but it's a average add-on. You might notice it here and there, but it's average. It's just something you throw on. Next here, as I pull it up, is the Snake Oil, the reeling speed. You don't notice this one either. I do not notice this at all when I use this add-on, and it increases the reeling speed by 5%, which at the end of the day, what is 5% gonna do? Not an add-on I would use. Next is the mean one, the Rickety Chains. You get 50% more blood points and they break it 33% more faster. That's it trash. I'm sorry. I do not I do not use that that add-on at all. Like it's a meme add-on. Of course it's going in the bottom, but yeah. Next is the Modified Ammo Belt, and what this does is it decreases your reload speed by 0.25 seconds. One of his better add-ons, and I know Slinger is notorious for having bad add-ons, but it is a good add-on. Not as good as some of the others, but it is an add-on I always run if I do not want to use another add-on, which we all see. And I'm going to put it up here. And honestly, either high A, low A, or high B, but for now I'm going to say high B just because of how much I use it. Next is what I think is one of his most underrated add-ons, is the Rusted Spike. And what this does is your shots inflict mangled, and with the new buff to it, it is a really good add-on for just wasting time and combos with Nurse's Calling, because mangled increases the time to heal by 25%. They're wasting time. It's a good add-on for what it is, and it is very underrated. Not the best, but if I want to go for one where it's all about wasting time and healing, I will 100% run it, and I think it belongs up in B tier. Next is the Poison Oak Leaves. It increases the survivor mend time by 1.5 seconds, meaning it just makes them waste time. So if you hit somebody and they go away to mend, or if they break a chain, they go away to mend, it's going to cause them to waste time. Not one I necessarily notice too much, but it's an okay add-on for what it is. And it's just a little, it's just there. You'll notice it every so often, unless you're running like a Nurse's Calling build or something that forces them to group up or make them go away and mend. But an average add-on, I would say. Next here is the Marshal's Badge, and that decreases your tear radius by 4 meters when ADSing. So Deathslinger got a nerf to where his tear radius is bigger, and this reduces it by 4. So not much, however, it does combo well with some of his other add-ons that decrease it, and it works very good with monitor and abuse. It pairs well with monitor and abuse, but not one I run at the end of the day. It will let you sneak up on survivors, so it's got that going for it, but that's about it. And sometimes that surprise shot is what matters, but not one I use a bunch. But it's an okay add-on. It's okay, and I'll put it up here. It's okay. It's average. Nothing I really noticed. Next is the Jaw Smasher. Increases movement speed by 1% when ADSing. You do not notice this at all, and I have never noticed it. It is one of his worst ones. Not one I would particularly use. You will not notice it. I would stay clear of that add-on in particular. Next is the Chewing Tobacco. Decreases the stun duration by 0.5 seconds when a survivor breaks it. It can catch some off guard, but it is one you will notice, and it will let you catch up. But at the end of the day, it is a average add-on and one I do not use, but it has its use because anything dealing with stun is somewhat good, but not particularly one I would use. Next is the Warding Keys. Decreases the reload time by 0.5 seconds. This is an S tier add-on. This is easily one of his best add-ons, is because if you miss a shot, you can reload very quickly, or the best combo with it is save the best for last. You reel somebody in, you have 8 stacks, you reload quickly, and then you get them. You pretty much almost like Huntress one-shot them, really, where you hit them with a hatchet, throw a hatchet, then you melee. Easily an S tier add-on by far. Next is the Wanted Poster. This increases your ADS speed by 2.5% while ADSing. Now, ADSing does have a point to where you can obviously aim, but a lot of survivors, if they're good enough, they will try to zigzag your shots, and this just lets you walk closer to them. This one is more noticeable. You do notice this one, and for those survivors that do like to zigzag, you get to them just a little bit quicker. So I will put it up here in B tier. It's something you do notice. Next is an add-on that I think is very slept on, the Tin Oil Can. And what this does, it decreases your mist cooldown by 0.5 seconds. And I believe this is an A tier add-on, because if you miss and it's paired with these keys, you can miss and you won't have a big punishment, reload really quickly and try again, or allow you to catch up. A very underrated add-on. Next is the Honeycomb, and what this does, it when breaking free, they're affected by Mangled. Once again, 25%. Not an add-on I would use. However, it's there. It's there. And when they break free, they get mangled on top of the men. It's wasting time, but at the end of the day, a very average add-on. And next is the Tooth. I have way too many of these, and it's once again a reeling speed add-on, and it is 9%. You somewhat notice it, but reeling speed does not really matter when playing Deathslinger from what I have noticed, and I would stay away from it. I would personally stay away from it, but you'll notice it in possible scenarios. If somebody tries to come up and body block the chain and break it, it might help then, but just because it's a little bit better than this one, I'm gonna put it up in C just because of its stats. But if it wasn't only 9%, it'd be down here at the bottom. It has its use. Don't get me wrong, it has its use. Next, the Prison Chain. This is his other best add-on, an S tier add-on by far. And what this does is it increases the time for them to break free from your chain by 10%, which is really good. Easily his best add-on in combination with the Warden's Keys. It's very fitting how the Prison Chain and the keys fit together. It's irony, but a lot of Deathslingers at top level, you will see them using this, and it's his best chain add-on. 100% his best chain add-on. Next is the Gold Creek Whiskey. It decreases your tear radius by 8 meters. Now, By 8 meters, that is a lot, considerable to what his tear race now is. 32 minus 8, I can't math, so it's in the 20s. It is actually a decent add-on, and I have found a lot of use out of it with Monitor and Abuse, and it pairs very well. And I know a lot of Deathslingers do use Monitor and Abuse, and I'm going to put it up here in B tier because it does let you get those sneak attack shots on somebody, and they don't expect it. You can even sometimes make a mind game out of it. If you know somebody's near a generator, you can ADS and then look over. But it's a above average add-on and one that I do find use for. Next is Bayshore Cigar. Decrease the stun duration when survivors break free by 1 second. This is a good one. This is a good one and it can pair well with some of these ones. This is if you like to go for a lot of shots and just get a bunch of injures. And by 1 second is a lot. It could combo very well with the 10 oil can or the Warden's keys. It combos very well for what it is. And if you like to go for a lot of shots like I do, it can help. I only have about 40 of these. I don't use them that much, but the times I have seen good value from it. And it's not a B tier or low B tier add-on. It's way up here. It's way up here. Next is Barbed Wire. Increases the time for survivors to mend by 3.5 seconds. This makes them waste a lot of time, and most of the times with Slinger, when you break something or they break the chain, they're probably going to run away. Most likely they're going to run away. And I would say this is an A tier add-on because an extra 3.5 seconds, that could make the difference between somebody doing a gen, somebody getting healed, somebody going for a save. It's perfect. I love it. One of my very favorite underrated add-ons. Next is the Iridescent Coin. Survivors expired from 12 meters away. They are afflicted with the exposed status effect, meaning you down them in one shot. This makes people panic so much, and it is one of my favorite iridescent. It's not S tier because it has the 12 meters, and you have to pair it with either the Warden's keys or the prison chain, or just be very confident you can get the shot because 12 meters is a long way away, and there's a lot that can go wrong in those 12 meters. But it is a very good add-on for what it is and combos very well with a lot of one-shot builds and can allow for some snowball potential. I love it to death, and it's my favorite. It brings back almost that classic Call of Duty one-shot sniper feel, especially from far away. I love it to death. And last but certainly least is the Hellshire Iron. When a survivor is speared, you gain the undetectable status effect for 10 seconds. This is one of the most doo-doo iridescent add-ons I have ever seen. If I see this in my blood web, I don't even go for it. Unless it's one of the only things left. I would not run this at all. It's not one of his worst. It's not at the bottom. It's not A or B. It's definitely in D, but I would not use it because it's undetectable and you're tall, and especially with some of his red outfits, they're going to see you coming. And if a survivor is on comms, which most of the time they're going to be in the higher ranks, they're going to know where you're at, and a keen survivor is going to know, hey, I was just near him, he speared him, and now he is terror raiders his gun. He's most likely undetectable. So, not an add-on I would particularly use. I wouldn't use it, I would stay clear of it. Now, once again, this is heavily opinionated. This is what I have found works best for me during my experience from getting to red rank with Deathslinger, and of course everybody's gonna have different opinions. Now if you think I placed these wrong, let me know, and you might have more hours than me. Let me know, share your experience, because that's what this is about. It's a discussion, but at the end of the day, we all have our own opinions, and this is my opinion about Deathslinger and his add-ons and what I think are his best. So with that being said, I hope all y'all enjoyed this. If you want me to do tier lists for other killers or even heroes in For Honor or just any games in general or this type of content in general, let me know. Hit the like, the subscribe, all that good stuff, comment, because engagement's good. I love talking to y'all. I'm a detention officer. My job is pretty much to talk to people. And let me know what you think. I love to get to know y'all. and I'd like to hear what y'all's opinions are on this. So, with that being said, subscribe, become a seal baby. I hope all y'all enjoyed, and I'll see all y'all in the next one.